Hey, it's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. William Pridemore, first here, Tampa, Tom Fishing. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there you go, Moment with the Mob. Yes, I have had Rapashi. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't work the way it's. I couldn't get my Guppies to go off of it. I gave my Rapashi when I moved to Joplin, and I have yet to try it out. I need to buy a new thing of Rapashi and give it a front. Some people say just go with community, but hey. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? And yeah, do you know what? I tried mixing it with a couple of different things, and for whatever reason, couldn't get it to pop. I don't know why. I'm going to retry it out. By the way, Bolo's here on my lap. Carrie, how are you? Hat Trick Farm. Great having you all here. All right, I'm well. Do you use tanker breeder baskets for safety zones for fries? Yeah, do you know what? I don't. I just use primarily I primarily have hornwort, but I also have guppy grass. So there you go. Loaves and fishes. Let the party get started. 6 here already. Thank you guys. Great having you here. In fact, I just got a text from Doug Gray. So let's see here. All right. That was so tasteless. I'll probably get that one off my phone. Okay, Foxy's Fishes. How are you? Great having you here. So it's a big day around the old fish room. I get some. I've been on in the middle of duckweed eradication, which, as you know, is a never-ending thing. So I've got to do that. I've got to set up stuff for more water changes. Bolo is with me. He's on my lap. Bolo, by the way, everybody, is my 13-year-old Pomeranian. It was a gift to my ex-wife, and I got the dog in the debt in the divorce. So there you go. So yeah, so Bolo is totally deaf. He has congestive, heart failure. He sees really well, and he still has pretty good energy. Vinny the Mooch, what's up? I will say this as far as like the gupper breeding baskets, probably wouldn't be a bad idea with my Roebuck Reds. My Roebuck Reds tend to be a little bit of tend to be a little more carnivorous than other types of the swordtail guppies. Trust me, if they're eating fry, they need to eat some more. Stevie Cooper, reincarnated. Peter Thiel, yeah. Big Tank Hank, how are you? Doug Gray, great having you in the house. Renee, seems like forever since we've seen you in the live streams. Great having you here. On Saturday, it's all good. Chewy, yep, past the 500 mark. Thank you very much, Chewy. Chevy Fish, what's up? So yeah, so I got to get some junk done. I've got a zucchini. Again, when you go into the store and you buy one zucchini, it's crazy. Jason, what's up? Jason C's in the house. So yeah, so I've got to get some stuff done around here. I've got to get a higher ladder because as the Amica Splendens were reproducing, I was trying very hard not to disturb them. So I put off water changes because I just wanted to get fry. Now I have plenty of fry, and I need to get fist bump back, and I need to scrape the sides. I've done some big water changes, and I realized my ladder isn't high enough, and so there you go. So yep. So Bolo's here. Bolo's happy. I just took him out for a walk. His third walk of the day. And so that's good. I took him out for the third walk of the day mainly because I didn't want him, you know, interrupting us. So and wanting to go out, even though I could put him in the backyard today because it's been dry for over a week. So it's my backyard has a couple of places where it gets mud puddles. Small dog, lots of hair. Yeah, not good. Not so good. Okay, yeah, here's what I said about Rapashi. I tried using it when I lived in Little Rock, but Little Rock's water was a little bit different, and I didn't have a lot of success with it with my guppies. I know people who love it, who go on and on about it. Our buddy John Oliver speaks highly of it. I'm going to do another run on Rapashi and give it another shot here, and let's see how that works. Right now I'm just feeding a variety of flake foods and Doug Gray's, Doug Gray's high protein food, and then I'm also feeding baby brine shrimp. That's what I'm feeding right now, except for the big tank where I drop in a big meat wafer because I have a lot of catfish in there, but the guppies go nuts on that. Doug doesn't like Krapashi. Yeah, Doug, when you used it, did your guppies like it or not? Because that's the thing I've gone back and forth. Either they like them or they don't. Breeder baskets. Um, I don't use them. Yeah, that was my deal. They wouldn't eat it. And with the Rapashi, the breeder baskets. Let's get to that. I'll get back to Rapashi. The breeder baskets, I have absolutely no need with my swordtail guppies. I have plenty of hornwort and some guppy grass I'm still trying to get rid of in the other tanks. What I have had a problem with is the Roebuck Reds. They're freaking cannibals, man, and it'd probably be better for me to use them with the Roebuck Reds. Just being fair. Yeah, people either like Rapashi or it's going on from there. All right, Foxy's fishes. It's okay. It's thanks for going into lurk mode. Really appreciate it. Now, our buddy John Oliver, who on his Facebook page he got a haircut and he trimmed his beard. Why? Yeah, Bolo is entire lurk mode. He's deaf. Totally stone cold deaf. Yeah, and again, Renee, I'm sure they do eat their fry. I think but I produce so much swordtail fry, and I have for whatever reason I get a ton of them, and I feed 4 times a day, sometimes 5. So there you go. That may be why I'm not seeing as many. I have a tank that has I have my 55 that I started off with a trio in there as I was trying to figure out what to do with them. If I added up all the fish in there, I'm at the 200 level. I mean, it's loaded with guppies. I don't even have stuff floating on top except for duckweed. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Renee, it's I do the 4 times a day. A bad day for me is 3 times, which I did one day this week. But again, it's just going from there. So yeah, and maybe it's just the amount of food I'm feeding or what have you. I feed, they get a ton of baby brine shrimp, and I know some of you don't hatch them. That's fine. But they get a big feeding of that, and they also get good sized feedings of the flakes and the high protein food from Doug Gray. Why does duckweed float on the top, or can it repel water? It's a great mystery. It's a great mystery all the way around. Let's see. I remember the name Status Quo. I don't remember any of their music either. Chewy. I probably have heard it. Rico Stan, what's up? Rico Stan was a big winner, by the way, on our drawing on the 500 subscribers. And Rico Stan, he's getting a trio of sword-tailed guppies and a $25 gift card to the Wet Spot. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's where the power is going to go through. That's we're gonna go nuts on that day. Yep. So Bolo's here. He's laying down. Here's what's changed with my dog Bolo, and if let's see if you can see him. His food is up here. That's him. He's black and tan Pomeranian. Well, here's the deal with Bolo. You can see his little foot back here. Bolo, as he's gone deaf, and it's really gone over the last probably a little over a year. In the last few months, hey, thank you very much, Chevy Fish. Thanks for giving the thumbs up sign. Appreciate it. So, I started to notice, especially when I moved into the new house, that, I have this game that I've played with him where I sit him and I set heel and I go to the other side of the house and call his name and he runs over. Well, if I do it in the two predictable places, he pretty much knows how he can feel me walking on the floor. I don't know what he does, but uh he goes in and would time it out. Well, if I went to another place of the house, with this treat, and I'd hear him run around, and I'd hear him start looking all over the house, and he couldn't hear my voice. Yeah, I can have my dog clone for the low price of $50K. You're right, and I have that $50K standing by. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. I haven't missed anybody, have I? If you haven't announced yourself yet, please do. I want to say hi. Bob Kaler, arrested again for trespassing inside Graceland again, or is what they call it, Graceland. So you may not be able to join the live stream. Doggone him. Maybe he needs. Maybe we can do a GoFundMe for bail money for Bob Kaler. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Thanks for the update. I'm sorry that Bob lost his dog last night. His sweet dog Winston, they love very much. Yeah, we forgot that you picked on Kaler and that I read it. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bolo's days are coming. It is that Bolo has heart failure going on. He's deaf. The good news is he almost has no gray. He has the same amount of gray as he's had when he was like 9 years old. Hasn't changed a bit. So I will say this is that when I pull up to walk him, my lunch hour is around somewhere around 9 to 10 a.m. I hear him barking as I head to the door. Now, obviously, he's not hearing a thing, but I'm guessing he can feel the rumble. I don't know. Maybe he can sense my presence. Animals are weird like that. When I was in my 20s, I had a cockatiel named Harold. How many aquariums do you have? I have, well, actually, I have over 30, but I only have 14 set up. Primarily guppies plus Amica splendens, and I have. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm breeding out super red pleco fry, which is great. And this is primarily a guppy crowd, but it's all about fish. It's all about fish, fam. I've kept a variety of fish in my life, from goldfish, tetras, cichlids. I've bred a couple of different types of cichlids over the years, not challenging ones. Some African cichlids. I forget something Walteri. I can't remember. Doug Gray goes, I thought this was the music and obscure facts crowd. Well, it is too. All right, I'm having some delicious water. Mmm. That is good. That is just really, really tasty water. It's Nestle Pure Life, which comes from the tap somewhere, and they do RO water and they add some minerals. So there you go. So it's basically water from the tap. I'm a sucker. And I am just complete and utter sucker for all those stuff. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, everybody. Just realized something. I had something I forgot to do at something I have to do for the work, and I'm just logging into my office computer. We'll just keep chatting away. It's not that big of a deal. It'll take me just 2 minutes to do it. Yeah, I'll tell you what, William, is that hey, Ian, how are you? Once you go down the Guppy Road, my friend, once you go down the Guppy Road, it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting all the way around. And it is, it's something. So I actually have to go and check this out real carefully. Um, I have to change a couple of things real quick here at the office. It'll just take me a second here. I'm logged in. And yeah, good times. So I'm glad the election is finally over. It was dragging out. All done but the lawsuits. So that's nice. Yeah, so the deal is about guppies is what I like about guppies and what makes guppies work for me is that there's a variety of things to study genetics. It's it's and they're a small fish, easy to breed, and when it's all said and done, that's what you want. You want something that's easy to breed, and at least for me, it allows me to play around and learn from people, learn more about genetics. That's why I like them. Obviously, a lot of people like a lot of different fish, and they breed for different reasons. They breed because they find a fish that's hard to find or tough to breed, and they want to go out and do that. And I do a little bit of that, of course, with my Amica splendens, which is a critically endangered species, which is which is again just a treat and a half to have a fish like that, and a fish like that in the fish room, critically endangered. They're interesting to breed because like most live bears are relatively easy to breed. It's just keeping the fry safe. These do not reproduce that often, and because they don't reproduce that often, they are it just takes more time. And my first drop of them, they were stillborn. So I'm going, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? And now second and third drops from my two other females were really good. See, David Samsel, how are you? See here. Am I missing anybody? You just picked up 10 gallon tank yesterday. My room is almost together. Excellent. Yeah, you have to get that Doug Gray super high protein food. Manes, tails, fur, and fins in the house. How you doing, Jess? Did I miss anyone else? Yeah, Ian, thanks for the thing. I'll do a walkthrough and an updated thing here in the coming weeks. Now that my life is a little bit easier. At work, my office, we were short on staff for about, let's see, the gal left in May. No, in April. So May, June, July, August, September. It was almost 6 months. Color Guppies, what's up? And so we hired my company actually expanded my department. Really nice in these challenging economic times, so that was nice. But I've been training in people in my department, and I have them finally where they're sort of operational. And once I'm done with that, once I have them operational, then it'll be so much easier. So finally done. Yeah, the deal is though with keeping whatever fish you want to keep, it's all about your personal passion. What type of fish you really like, how do you keep them, all that sort of stuff. That's how to do it. And if you can go and enjoy, Bolo's stretching. Let's see if we can get a better look at him. Yeah, not really. He's just black and tan. Sometimes he'll flop all over on his back completely, and then I'll get a great shot of him. I'll try to cover the nether regions with a hand. Wild Peruvian angelfish at the wet spot. Yeah, but they're wild Peruvian angelfish. It's for the angelfish type people. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, what's the drink of the water of the hour? It's water from our good friends at Nestle Pure Life. It's good. Mmm, delicious. Yeah, it's out of a faucet in what city is this produced in? And wait till you hear. If you read the things on these, it's always confusing. So let's see here. Oh, it comes from the public water supply in Nestle Pure Life. Comes from the water supply in Pasadena, Texas. Now, where is Anthony's fishy friends? Lurk away, my brother. Not Hackensack, New Jersey. Pasadena, Texas. Now, let's see here. Let me shoot up maps. Okay. Pasadena, Texas. Where the heck is this? And outside of Houston. And when you think of delicious, clean, fresh water, you think of Houston, Texas. That's nice. So go to, pick that up in beautiful Texas and you'll be in a great shape all the way around. You know what? That's a great idea, Renee. Doug, you should do a thing on your Guppy books that you have. Let's see here. Just a few months ago, I butchered the German language a bit. Yeah, you see, there you go. Just go, Doug Ray, just say, this is in German. I don't speak it. We're Americans. We conquer it. And before I go into any more German jokes, my last name is German. And yeah, it was all good. Ooh, a Stan Schubel book, Renee. There you go. Jim Walsh, how are you doing, buddy? So yeah, so Bolo is yeah, he's just hanging out. Um when everything is said and done, and probably what makes guppy keeping interesting to me at least. Hey, thank you very much, Jim. Uh is that you go through the genetics and now is like everyone thinks of genetics as being Mendel's simple p genetics. Remember that from school? And Gregor Mendel, he was a Catholic monk. Big J's fish keeper, welcome. And what he did is he bred uh he had green peas that kept throwing green peas, and he crossed them with yellow peas, and they kept getting yellow peas. But if he took the mixture between the yellow pea and the green pea, you would get 25% yellow pea. So they came out that's that is um, a genetic recessive gene. So then they went out and did this. Is that he bred two different types of peas together, and the ones that came out that were that each carried that gene, they would come up with 50% yellow peas. So that was basic Mendel genetics. And genetics sort of works the way with human eye color. It's both of my parents have brown eyes. I have blue-green eyes because it's a recessive gene. My siblings both have brown eyes. Now, my sister has 3 kids. Her husband has brown eyes, and she has brown eyes. But my brother-in-law's mother has blue eyes. Okay? So you would think there's, there's a 50-50 shot she's carrying that gene. And he obviously, her husband obviously carries the blue-eyed gene. Well, all 3 of their kids have brown eyes. So there you go. And but with Guppy genetics, it becomes much more difficult. And Doug Gray can certainly attest to that, because you can go and do a certain cross, and the cross is not normal Mendel genetics. It's not simple. For instance, I think where we get simpler, but Doug Gray, you tell me if I'm wrong. So you're saying that the Jolly Green Giant could have been the Jolly Yellow Banana? Yes, I am. That's what I'm saying. So you go through, and Doug was talking in his video they put out most recently, and is that you see Big J's Fish Keeper? Chris John, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So the process here with Guppy genetics, Doug was telling a thing that he crossed an albino line with a black-eyed line, and he's into a next generation where the offspring had babies. They made the magic. They did they made love and sweet love made new guppies. And he's still getting all black eyes. Now he's saying, well, what Doug brought up in the video is that I don't know if the albino ones got picked off. I don't know. So there you go, Big J's. That means she carried that gene. Sort of breaks out, but again, the complexities with guppy color doesn't come into pure Mendel genetics. I wish it would, but it doesn't. It becomes much more advanced. And I've read a couple. I have this somewhere, and I haven't found it since I moved. Just feeding the fish the extreme slow sinking pellets mixed with fancy guppy pellets for dessert, algae wafers. There you go. Yeah, and Chewy, you're right. Genes can be hidden, and again, it's much more complex of what the dominant traits are and all that sort of stuff. And I was reading one of these Guppy genetics books, and it wasn't putting it in language for a moron like me. So it was just step by step by step, and I mean, it was nuts, absolutely nuts. Doug Gray, I hate to disturb you. We're talking about fish. Let's see. VB23, how are you doing? So, do you know what? I don't know which book, Renee. I wish I did. I have it somewhere. I'm still unpacking, and some of these things I've had packed away for like a long time. So I've got to get that up. And the one thing I have to get for over here is a bookshelf. I don't have a bookshelf. So VB23, how you like the worms, the white worms? Yeah, have I ever gone through the list of where I've lived? Okay, in the last 30 years, my hometown of Minneapolis, Huntsville, Alabama, Greenville, South Carolina, San Francisco, New York, San Antonio, Little Rock, and here. So 8 different cities, and in the last decade, has been 5 of them. So New York, San Antonio, um, Little Rock, and here. So 4 of them. 4 of them. Yeah. So there you go. Mount a few 10-gallons sideways on the top of each other. Yeah, you know what? That would be a unique bookcase, Doug Ray. And the ladies would love it. Fit. Wow. And really, you need a bookshelf because it just makes you look smarter. And I need all the help I can get. Tampa Tom Fishing, first guy here. Actually, second guy here. William Pridemore was the first. So, did I answer your questions, by the way, Tampa Tom Fishing? I can't remember. That was like a half hour ago. Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Axelrod is not wrapped together, but a good businessman. And I'll tell you what, it's is that Guppy Genetics take it. I'll say who I think really knows what they're doing, and I don't know how they do it. I don't, I'd love to have it figured out. The folks in Thailand and Indonesia keep coming up with these new strains. They have some mojo when it comes to the guppies. Because Doug Gray does a lot of crosses. And Doug, you have some that are real misses. You have some that are real hits. Like one of them that you have, I think is really great. In fact, I think I may have to get them when I expand the fish room. Lurking away. Okay, I'm glad you heard it. Yep, I'm glad. Man, put a mirror on a guppy tank so the ladies can do their facial makeup. Oh, now that is genius, David Samsel. BTW Aquatics. That's maybe a tad bit sexist, but genius. But maybe the fish fam ladies probably think that's a good idea anyway. So So the you have a gal over and she goes, "You don't have a mirror in your bathroom." Nope, I took it down. Come here, I'll show you where I put the mirror. That's funny. That's funny all the way around. So Axelrod, who is one of my great heroes, what everyone's saying here is that he wasn't that great of a human being. He was a little flawed. Huh. Sort of like all of us in one way or another. Some of us are not as flawed as others. Herbert Axelrod. And he went to jail. I didn't realize that. Well, there's a lot of fish that are named Axelroddy, including uh, pink Corydoras. Huh. Let me look that up. I wonder what that. He wasn't that great with accuracy either. Paying off people that really discover the fish so he would get the name. Eh. Axelrod, Dewey Cheatham, and Howe. Wow. I didn't realize that. See, the more you know, the more you know. All right. So the pink Corydoras. Now, are these available on Aquabid? Yeah, it's kind of sad that our heroes have. Our heroes are like Nebuchadnezzar. They all have feet of clay. Feet of clay, which is sad. Nope, none available on Aquabid. That's sad. Thank you very much, Vinny. Great having you here. Great having you here. Yeah, so it's yeah, I know this about Axelrod. I now feel like it's all of a sudden like that gal with what was the name of the gal that has a fish channel of like almost 500,000 people or so, and she figured out ways to get money out of people, and people gave her a lot of money on GoFundMe. Yeah, Renee, I didn't either. I feel like I feel terrible now. I'm going, oh, I was a big fan of Axelrod. It what was that? Oh, Solid Gold Aquatics. That gal has made a big comeback. She disappeared for like a year or so, and all of a sudden I noticed that she popped up. And at some point people like gave her an $80,000 fish room or something like this. So, which is great and all, but she sold it all off allegedly. So it's yeah, yeah, Renee, I'm not too sure. It was this gal who had this channel, Solid Gold Aquatics. She sold calendars. She would sell goldfish from time to time, and and she got it's on her a YouTube channel. She has like about a 500,000 people. And so let me look it up. Solid Gold Aquatics. Okay. Yeah, 455,000 subscribers. And now she's sort of making a comeback after being gone. And people put out several videos talking about how she scammed them. So yeah, this woman had a huge amount of followers, did a bunch of videos. Half of her hair was colored uh, black, half her hair was colored white, and so she made some bank, and quote unquote was suffering issues. I'm depressed. Send me money, and people would. So it's which is fine. People can do with their money what they want to do. That's it's up to them. That's sort of the deal there. That's sort of the deal. And so it's so that's some of the thing that we're gonna have to keep track of and watch. And so we will again, it's just people are people. There are a lot of flawed people in this world. So it's just and again, I didn't give her any money. I was subscribed to her, um, and I was subscribed to her, and I stopped. It's just she never had content I was interested in, mainly because she was talking about, and I don't have a problem with anybody reptiles. I'm not a reptile keeper, and she kept goldfish. Neither are my deal. So it's but she would do appearances places, say, selling tickets to go see her at a fish stores. Yeah, so crazy. Most politicians are in fact reptiles. They're not reptiles, Doug Gray. They're reptilian. Reptilian, everyone. Reptilian. Yeah, it's what was Herbert? Let's see here. A graduate of NYU, everyone. PhD, what was his PhD in? Biostatistics. Well, it's pet related, so that isn't terrible. And not nyctology, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, again, it's just you know, realize it. It's some people will go out and they love attention. They love playing the victim. Something's always going wrong. Well, of course things are going wrong. It's humanity, it's Earth. People aren't victimized. And the whole process is that the whole process of oh, hold on. I can't pick that up. I'll let that go to voicemail. And I can enter your contest. Sure, I can give them a nice home in the USA. No, it's not David Childress. A PhD in water pH. Now, I'm going to give something that you may, if I'm going to confess something to you. I don't call people with PhDs doctor. They received a doctorate in biostatistics or in science or whatever that may be. Well, that's all fine and dandy. It's I only call a doctor a medical doctor. Uh, yeah, does a dentist qualify as a doctor? Yeah, I guess. Yep, I guess. I guess it does. But yeah, I just have a problem calling somebody. It's well, according to his bio, Chewy, Axelrod got a PhD from New York University. Now, whether that's true or not, Wikipedia says so. And if Wikipedia says so, there you go. Veterinarian, med school, doctor. Sure, it's a doctorate of whatever. So I used to work with somebody that was in the same company as who had his PhD in education, and he almost demanded everyone call him doctor. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good all the way around. Um, David Childress. By the way, I have to remind people who David Childress is. He's been brought up by Doug Gray. David Childress is a guy on a TV show, which I happen to think is real science, called Ancient Aliens. And ancient aliens, they talk about how our everything about the world was seeded by extraterrestrials, and that extraterrestrials have been here since man was walking on four legs. Okay. And so the process comes in that oh, where was I? I lost my train of thought. I saw the Seinfeld quote and it was gone. Where was I? Help me out here. Oh, thank you very much, Renee. Yeah, so David Childress on the Ancient Aliens, they trot him out whenever there is something purely crazy to say. So they trot him out when when he says something completely bonkers. And so if they need something preposterous, he's your man. And he's sort of like the stunt figure for the show, even though he's built like me. He's not built like a stunt man. Like if they need somebody on their cast to go scuba diving, it's Childress. It's if somebody's hiking in the middle of nowhere, Childress. So that's sort of the deal there. So it's like and what's his big background? He wrote a book called uh something of the gods, not Chariot of the Gods. That's the other guy. So there you go. I like the idea that David Childress only on the show for the last 2 minutes, or maybe the first 2 minutes. Whenever they need something crazy on that show, that's what they bring up. They cart him out. It's crazy, but it's true. By the way, I have a rental house down the road. And they had to boot the people out of there because it was just crazy crap. And apparently, the home belongs to a husband and wife who are missionaries. And they're overseas for like 5 years in a row before coming home. So they have the new renters there, which obviously these people have no involvement with whatsoever. It's just a real estate company. And if you were going to go out and come up with a physical description of a serial killer, this is your guy. Yep, Chewy, I do. Thank you very much. I put myself as a deal to remind it. I've been just busier than heck at work. Oh my god, just fried. I may actually take a nap this afternoon. Beyond fried. Yeah, I mean it's just going in from there. So you see, when Bolo was a puppy, you'd say Bolo, Bolo. He would just pop up and totally asleep. Let's see if you can see him now. He's just snoring away. Yeah, who doesn't love naps? You'd have to be a communist. And even communists love naps. Thanks, Chewy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, so Bolo's here. He's semi-awake right now. He just sort of stretched out. Absolutely. All right, gang. Thanks for being here. We've been here for over an hour. I really appreciate every one of you. Thanks for being a sub. Thanks for doing being a part of it. And my next door neighbor, the serial killer. I mean, the guy looks. I mean, has that look. All right, it's that's nice, isn't it? That I brought that up. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great week, a great weekend, and we'll talk to you Monday.